This is Chris Morton, and you're listening to The Recovery. Okay, so in this episode, I'm going to go over 4 modern ways to improve sleep quality. So these are 4 things that I actually do and just have started to implement in recent times just to improve my sleep and just overall sleep quality. I actually think just having a good night's sleep pretty much fixes most of the things going on in your life, whether it's recovering from a big day at work or recovering from a big training session or recovering from something stressful in your life. If you've had a few back-to-back days of just limited sleep, and you get that one really good night of sleep, you feel a lot better. But yeah, so number 1 on my list is actually the Whoop band. So the good thing about the Whoop band is it allows you to monitor sleep. So how do you actually know if you're actually getting the sleep that you need? That's probably one of the biggest things. Like you can think you go, oh yeah, I usually get about 6 to 7 hours of sleep, or you might say to yourself, yeah, I usually get 8 hours of sleep a day, but you're really only getting like 5. Like you're really missing out. So what the Whoop band does, you just put it on your arm and you wear it all the time, never take it off. It monitors sleep each day, your recovery, gives you a recovery score each day, and also tracks your strain each day. So that might just be doing anything in the day, walking, doing a workout, and just sort of starts to pick up on how much strain you're putting on your body. And then that will sort of factor into your recovery score. So if you're someone who's like training maybe for 4 to 5 times a week, you'll probably start to notice that your need to sleep more will become more important just to get your recovery right, so you can perform better the next day. You can also, if you've had maybe a few stressful days and you haven't slept very well, but you're still training really, really hard, it might just be a cue when you start to see your recovery score dip into the yellow or even into the red. Maybe just that's a sign your body needs to take a rest day that maybe wasn't in your normal training schedule. That's what it's really good for. I've had situations where I've had 3 hours sleep and I got an extremely poor recovery score, like a red. And then the next day, the Whoop app has suggested that I need 10 hours of sleep just to get back on track. I actually once nailed that. I actually did the 10 hours sleep and I still was only like 50% recovered. So it's a really good tool. It also gives you weekly and monthly reports, which is really good to look at, probably the monthly one, and just starts to aggregate a lot of the different things that might be going on in your life. So this is good to use with the journal. So the journal is a lot of different factors that each morning when you wake up, you journal in what you have done the previous day. There's up to I think maybe 40 to 50 different ones, and I just add probably 10 common ones I know I'll hit maybe 50% of the time. So that can be sleeping in the same bed. It can be things like taking a massage. It could be something like, did you feel stressed today? Did you feel control of your life today? Did you have any caffeine? Did you take any magnesium supplements? Are you currently the main caretaker of a child? All these different factors that when you look at your monthly report, you might be able to go, every time I stretched, my recovery was 10% better on days I didn't stretch. And you can start to pick up over time lots of little patterns that you can actually start to put little safeguards and boundaries and tweaks, and to actually really optimize your sleeping. You can start to figure out when you really sleep good, what do you do in your day to actually hit that. And you might not need that all the time. Like maybe on the weekend you're doing nothing and it's not really that important, but just say you're someone who's really into performing well when you exercise and you really need a good night's sleep, you might want to really control that 24 hours leading up to maybe the next day when you're doing a performance or maybe a rugby match, or having a hit of tennis with a friend and you want to perform really well. You can start to look back at your previous history of what worked really well on those sleep days. So overall, you probably want to aim. It's going to be different for everyone, but you sort of want to aim for 8 hours of sleep. I think that's pretty well documented. I find when I hit around that 7 to 8 hours, I feel really refreshed. It can, and if it drops, I'm actually probably average around about 5 to 6, which is not particularly good. So I'm always trying to improve my sleep. It just makes me so much more focused for the day ahead. You become less sort of irritable person. You can handle things coming at you in your day because you just feel like you've had a good night's sleep. So I'd highly recommend getting the Whoop Band. Also, you got to stick with it for a while. I've had mine now, I think, for almost 6 months. And I think for the first month, you have to take time to start to understand what all the different data points are and how it can start working for you. But yeah, if you're someone who's really into getting to the next level with your health and fitness, I highly recommend getting a Whoop Band. All right, so number 2 is blue light blocking glasses. So this is just something I've recently got into because I do suffer a lot of eye strain and have for most of my life. I do a lot of computer work in front of the computer. Even being a gym owner, you're still in front of the computer quite a lot, looking at reports, writing emails, writing programs, writing content, checking things. It's just part of our life these days. So if you don't know, so the sun naturally sends blue light, and blue light's sort of an indicator, I think, to let you know that it's wake time and you should be up doing something. But what happens is that we get a lot of artificial blue light, things like TVs, computer monitors, your mobile monitor or mobile phone, the screen, all emitting or sending blue lights at 24/7. And that stuff really can cause eye strain. If you're looking at the TV all the time, or you're playing, computer games for hours and hours on end, you really get that bad eye strain, and it sort of keeps you sort of awake as well. If you're doing this before bedtime, it can also increase your cortisol levels, which is sort of like a stress hormone. If you're getting way too much blue light in your day, you can start to add stress in your life. So what I got is, you can get them, I think, a number of places that have that blue light filter. And I think there's different types of ones, probably different quality. One company I've recently got to know is Blue Blocks, and they have a number of different things. So I get ones that I just wear now throughout the day. So wherever I'm in front of a TV screen or a computer screen, these glasses are actually blocking that blue light, and it's going to help with less eye strain throughout my day. You can also get ones that you can wear 3 hours before bedtime that have a nice sort of yellow filter, or totally emits any blue or green light. So, and also sort of boosts your mood as well and gets you start ready for bed. I haven't done that yet, but that's probably the next thing I'm going to do, and see if that can be another factor to help get a better night's sleep. All right, so on to my third one is blue light blocking apps. So going on to what my number 2 one is of blocking blue light, is actually just having apps straight on your computer that are actually going to get rid of the blue light coming from your monitor throughout the day. So I use one app called Iris, and it has a number of different options. It has a general option, using a laptop before bed option, if you're a programmer all day. And what it does is going to basically make your monitor maybe look more of an orangey red color. So it's basically blocking out all that blue light, or stopping it from being emitted from the screen. So that's going to cause less eye strain. as well. So I actually have that on my laptop. Another thing you can do with your iPhone, you can probably do it with your Android as well, is the night shift setting. So when you can start to say by 6 p.m. switch it to a night shift setting, and it starts, the blue light starts to, or basically will stop being emitted from the iPhone, and you just get that nice orange red sort of tone on your computer, on your iPhone screen. Might look a bit funny at first, but you get used to it over time. I actually have it at the point where I just have it running all day, so I'm just not getting blue light coming at me all day. Again, helps cause with less eye strain, or helps stop less eye strain from all that blue light. And my fourth one is having a totally dark room when I go to bed. So the best way you can just do that is actually just a really good sleep mask that totally blocks all light. So it just doesn't matter if you got your, your little, what do you call it, like an alarm or your radio clock on the side, or some sort of little device that's having like a little bit of light just flickering, or it's the turn on signal of your TV. The smallest bit of light that hits even closed eyes is enough to decrease your REM or deep sleep, and they're the two bits of sleep that you really want to get into. Just so any bit of light that seeps in, that can start to disrupt that. So yeah, I guess like the magic part of sleep, like you can sort of light sleep for 6 hours, but if you can just get some quality deep sleep, that's gonna also do wonders to how you feel the next day. So yeah, there you have it. Some of those things might be quite obvious, but I guess you layer all those, just even those 4 things throughout your day, and regularly do that, you're going to get a better night's sleep. A few other things I guess I didn't put as points would be just stop looking at your iPhone or your mobile phone by a certain time of night. Maybe stop looking at it maybe 2 hours before bedtime. So if you regularly go to bed at 9, stop looking at it at 7. That's going to, you can start to unwind and start to switch off. Also, maybe not having a TV in your bedroom as well, or if you do, not turning it on 2 hours before bed, and try and make your bedroom, that's your place to sleep, not to watch TV. That's another way just to signal, all right, it's rest time, it's sleep time. That's another little tip as well. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that episode. If you have any questions, just comment below or get in touch, and I'll also put the links into the description of this podcast, so you can have a look at what I mentioned. Cheers, bye.